Thank you everyone. My name is Waj, I'm the co-founder of Spreads Finance. My team unfortunately couldn't make it with me, so I'm very fortunate that I had this young man, Kevin. He's an engineer, an analyst, and a student, only 19 years of age. But together we were able to create something new that I had an idea about. It's called Stretch. Now, before I actually explain what Stretch is, I think there will be a few of you in the room that don't actually know what STRC is. STRC is a new asset that comes from Michael Saylor's ecosystem. It's very different to MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, of course, has lots of leverage, lots of volatility, but this is the complete opposite. STRC is kind of like a stablecoin. It's soft pegged to $100, and it's very popular, particularly because of that dividend yield, 11.5%. And why is it so popular? Look at that, $40 billion in assets under management. This is a very popular instrument in TradFi, but here's the problem. If you want to do anything interesting with it at all, you can't. It's often gated to institutions only, and in the world of DeFi and on-chain, there's absolutely zero products for it whatsoever. And so the problem that we tried to solve was to essentially create a suite of products enriching this specific asset, STRCX. And we did this with three things. A leverage product, where you can earn over 40% APY. A trading product, where you can buy the dip on this very specific asset. It's a smart dollar cost average tool. And a third thing, a gamified way to save using Stretch. And all of it is live on Ink mainnet as well. We did this all in production. So we're going to start off with just briefly explaining all three of these products. We'll start with the first one, which is the leverage loop product on STRCX. And I'll let Kevin take over and share a few words on this product.
Thank you so much, Waj. So what we built today is pretty much the highest RWA yield in DeFi. You can leverage the native 11.5% STRC yield on TradFi up to 3.5x at 46% APY. And how does the user do this? They deposit via Privy, USDC, create a smart wallet, and you select how much USDC you want to loop at what leverage. And our backend uses a Morpho pool, which we've curated, and with no additional transaction needed from the user to sign, we would sell that USDC via CowSwap into STRCX, wrap it, deposit it as collateral on Morpho, and then borrow USDC. And then loop it until the desired leverage is achieved, and then you've got your leveraged yield. Now, there's no locking or anything. You can unwind whenever you want.
I think the interesting thing about this is we integrated 4 different apps, right? We had Morpho, we had CowSwap, we had Privy, and of course the Xstock itself. And the interesting thing is, like, if you try to loop, now I'm a farmer, I think some of you guys here are farmers as well. If you try to loop, it's pretty complicated. You've got to use maybe 4 or 5 different apps. You've got to click approve, deposit, wrap, collateralize. It's long-winded, and most people in the room just won't be able to do this. For us, connecting everything with Privy smart accounts changes everything, because now it's just one single click and just one instrument.
Now, our second product, which ties into the looping product, is a smart dollar cost averaging by the dip vault, which you deposit USDC in. Idle capital goes into Tidero for yield generation, and essentially whenever the price of STRC goes below $95, which is very rare, you'd be able to capitalize on those drawdowns, dollar cost averaging, and you would be able to automatically route that new collateral into the Morpho leverage position to protect from liquidation. I think that's a big emphasis. There's a lot of loop products out there with leverage, but there's not that much hedging or support in that sort of sense.
So yeah, that's product 2. And the third product that we decided to go for is a new way to save. Now, what we've done here is a user can deposit 100 or whatever USDC, and it can go into 2 specific Xstocks. STRCX and the T-bill X stock, which is by Invesco. Blended together, that's 8% APY. Now, of course, you can earn yield the normal way, but we thought that was a little bit boring, and we wanted to gamify the experience and make it a little bit more fun. And what better way than earning rewards from some of your favorite retailers? Amazon, Netflix, maybe we can even add ChatGPT subscriptions to the end of it as well. But the idea here is through a bit refill API, we can take the yield and you can choose the rewards from your favorite companies all in one interface. Now, this is a pretty big market. I said this before, right? STRC in TradFi, $40 billion. It has a lot of trading volume as well. And so if we can capture even 1% of that, that's a huge market, a huge business with lots of potential for us to make lots of revenue. Now the question is, why would users even come to us at Spreads? And I think there's 3 reasons here. If you look at financial primitives, we've decided to build this one specific asset with 3 of the most important financial primitives that exist. Leverage, trading, and savings. All in one app, all just for one asset. So how do we make money? I think our plan is potentially we can have a management fee, open and close fees for these trading products. And something that I was thinking about was how we can maybe make this into a subscription business as well. Something that I noticed in my research was the MicroStrategy fanatics, the Sailor fans, they're very much like us. They love community, they love being together, they love in real life events. And I think we can potentially package all of this together with the financial products and the non-technical products together to create an interesting business model like that.
Now you might ask, what's next for Stretch? We've got our main 2 yield products with the more consumer-focused gift card product. We're looking at really abstracting structured products for consumers. So taking leverage products, applying hedging to it, for example, a Bitcoin hedging vault. We did some statistical analysis, and 1/3 of the volatility around Stretch is Bitcoin related. So we can use, for example, out of the money Bitcoin puts using Derive, which is a decentralized options protocol, to hedge some of that Bitcoin related volatility. And consumers wouldn't understand how to use any of this. So we would want to have a vault or a one-click way to enable this sort of hedging without the user needing to understand anything.
Last but not least, we'll cover what Spreads wants to bring to Xstocks. Now, apart from distribution, we have, as I mentioned already, an asset or an instrument that has the highest RWA yield in DeFi today. It's already live on Inc mainnet right now, but I think something that's really important here is that we want to bring a new audience to DeFi. And we know that STRC is very popular in TradFi. There are lots of Michael Saylor fanatics, but they don't have access to these interesting strategies. They don't have access to these instruments. And it's only through DeFi that we're able to create these strategies and bring them to people. And I think a big part of what we want to do is bring these people on-chain to Xstocks, to Inc, and to Spreads. Thank you very much. It's been really good fun building in this hackathon. Hopefully I can maybe work again with some of you guys here. It's been great with Kevin. Thank you to all of the team as well that have been helping.
Thank you, everyone.